Now let's get right. This build is 5'10", 172 with a 6-foot wingspan. He has Hall of Fame shooting, Hall of Fame playmaking, and Hall of Fame defense with a 95 speed and a 95 acceleration. Right, y'all, finna show y'all one of the best point guard builds you can make for highly competitive 5v5 games. The reason why I even considered making this build and making this video to showcase this build was because we continuously get killed by these exact type of builds in 5v5 competitive matchups like in Pro-Am. In different game modes such as the park or in the rec center, you can definitely use a different type of point guard because you're not running up against elite defense with absolutely flawless defensive rotations. But when you get into the Pro-Am against these elite defensive teams, you will notice that your point guard will almost never have an open opportunity to drive into the paint because most elite defensive teams out there are running triangle 2 defense. So let's talk about this build. What's good, AllCity fam? I'm AllCity and thank you for tuning in. As always, I would love to invite you guys to the #1 NBA 2K22 Discord. If you guys are looking for players to run with on NBA 2K22, join our Discord. We would love to have you. As you guys see on the screen, he has 35 shooting badges, 38 playmaking badges, and 27 defensive badges, but I have 7 additional badge points, which is 4 from college. This is a rebirth build, so I have 4 from college and 3 additional badges, 1 for hitting level 39 in each of the 3 seasons. So let's talk about the first category, shooting, which will end up having 41 badges. After I created this build, I added 6 to my shooting, so I have 41 instead of 35 shooting badges available at my disposal for my shooting badge arsenal. So let's go into the shooting and talk about what it gets you and why you want to consider a build like this, because when you're running up against that elite defense, they're not allowing you to drive, so you're gonna have to be a lights out shooter, which is why I went with 41 shooting badges. And across the board, you have Hall of Fame shooting, blinders on Hall of Fame, sniper on Hall of Fame if you need it, mismatch expert on Hall of Fame, which is super glitchy. I mean, you have multiple shooting options to be an absolute shooting threat out there. And that all comes together with a 99 3-ball. I do want to break something down because the reason why it's so important to have a point guard like this out there, even if you're not at that point where you're shooting lights out, you're still an ultimate threat. So that changes the way the defense decides to play you, forcing double teams on a pick and roll because you're causing so much attention out there. This allows room for slips into the paint. Now let's talk about the playmaking category. 99 pass accuracy, which is not absolutely necessary, but you do get bullet passer on Hall of Fame at 97, so keep that in mind. And that's one of the key badges that you want to seek out there is bullet passer on Hall of Fame. It's an absolute goated badge and will change your whole offensive dynamic out there. And a ton of playmaking badges at your disposal. With 38 badge points, you're definitely going to be going crazy out there, creating the space you need for open shot opportunities. A 97 ball handle and a 93 speed with ball will definitely help accommodate your already overpowered shooting. Now let's get into the defensive category. 28 badge points, which is 1 additional badge from the 7. 99 perimeter defense with a 99 steal is all I needed for this build, which allows me to open up a ton of Hall of Fame badges and get those covered. Ankle braces is going to be on gold. Hustler on Hall of Fame, interceptor on Hall of Fame, menace on Hall of Fame, clamps on Hall of Fame, pickpocket on Hall of Fame. And that 99 perimeter defense works absolutely great with your 95 speed. I do want to mention that this will not be considered an on-ball defender. What we're seeing out there running up against elite defense is just rotations, and that's what you need to practice on more than anything if you want to be an elite defensive team. We have lockdown set up to primarily play on-ball defense, and this build in particular will be made to lean a ball handler toward help defense. Considering the idea that you're running rotations on defense, your primary goal with this build for defense is to eliminate the 3-ball. Your speed allows you to catch up to a ball handler or a pass to a hash or a corner, and you're able to get those rotations due to your high amount of speed. But I can't stress enough, you want to have lockdowns out there that can play on-ball defense, and you want to make sure your corners are rotating really well. I dropped a defensive video explaining how to run the triangle defense, so if you guys are interested in that, you can check out yesterday's video. I hope you guys found this video helpful and or informative, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of 2K22 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.